Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other places people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
You are now listening to the Blaze Podcast with your host, Kevin Blaze.
Are you ready?
Join the conversation about music, politics, sports, and pop culture.
It's my culture, it's my life.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Turn it up.
And now, Kevin Blaze.
Yeah, what's going on? You've reached the Blaze Podcast. I'm your host, Kev Blaze. Back again with another episode. I think this is episode 32. And I'm here rocking out Dolo today. Let me take a sip of this wine real quick. What's going on, y'all? You already know. First of all, I want to start off the show by telling everybody thank you who has supported the Blaze Podcast. I want to thank Patrice. I want to thank Anthony Sinise, Anthony Drayton, Reggie, Sam. Did I say Rob? We definitely have some interesting discussions talking about hip hop, pop culture, politics, sports, everything. So I appreciate every single guest that's graced this podcast. I can't thank you enough. We're definitely going to give you more content on the Blaze Podcast. I want to get into some more deeper subjects. We just don't want to just talk about pop culture, but I want to talk about some things that can help people. So we're definitely going to be getting into that. Everybody that's been giving me feedback and the new listeners, if you want to hit me up, give me feedback, hit me up on Anchor if you have the app, anchorfm.com. Look up the Blaze Podcast, leave me a message. Let me know, just give me your feedback on everything. What do you think about the show? Give me your suggestions. If you have any new topics that you want me to touch on, I'll definitely do it. Hit me up at BKLYN Blaze 718@gmail.com. That's BKLYN Blaze 718@gmail.com. So I was just sitting here and I was like, I had a lot on my mind and I just wanted to touch on this topic. I'm not going to be here before you long, but I wanted to talk about giving people their flowers while they're here on earth. To be honest, we're on borrowed time, people. I know everybody, we get busy with work, kids, and we give an excuse and we say that we don't have time to text somebody or just call them and, let them know that you're thinking about them. And I think that's a poor excuse. You can take 5 seconds out of your day to text somebody and say, hey, listen, I'm thinking about you. And I just wanted to let you know that I love you. You never know if that will be the last time you tell them that. See, a lot of people, when they're gone, we say all this nice things. Oh, he was a good person. That was my dude. Meanwhile, when they're alive, you never really fucked with them. You didn't call them for months. It doesn't even have to be every day. If somebody runs across your mind, just hit them up and say, hey, bro, I was thinking about you and how you doing? How's the fam doing? How's your kids? How's your business doing? People act like that's so hard and everybody wants to talk about they're busy. You understand? You don't want to regret it later on in life. So all I'm saying is just give people flowers while they're alive. It's all these people, you never know what can happen next. So you never want to have any regrets, like I said. And I'm not perfect. I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I get so caught up in things that I forget, but I want to do better. Sometimes some of y'all have elderly loved ones, and so often we overlook them and we don't think about them with our busy lives. You could, hit up your grandmother and say, hey, grandma, how you doing? I love you. Are you okay? Do you need anything? And just reach out. You know what I'm saying? And people who are reaching out to you, especially if they're showing love to you, hit them back up and say, hey, man, what's up? You okay? You good? Half of the time, if I reach out to somebody, I don't even want anything. I genuinely want to know how you're doing. That's it. So I think that's very important, man. Love people while they're here, man, because once they're gone, they can't hear you. You know what I'm saying? Once they're gone, you can't hug them. They're not here in the physical anymore. So love your people, man, for real. I'm going to share this story. I had a friend, and me and her, we were really close. You know what I'm saying? I was like one of my best friends. We were good friends, and we used to talk every single day. You know what I mean? Talk every single day, talk about shows, talk about music, just talk about everything. And throughout our busy lives, we got busy, and she got sick. And, I went up to, visit her, and I used to go all the time and, just visit her in the hospital and everything. And after a while, I got lazy in the friendship, and, she would always hit me up more than I hit her up. And she was like, I just wanted to see how you doing. Are you okay? I'm in the hospital. You should come and visit me. And, I would go visit. But then I started slacking off. Took it for granted that, this person is going to always be here. She's like, yo, So time went by and I didn't hit her up for a while. Like, I just got caught up doing other things. And throughout, months and months and, years went by, like, we didn't talk as much. We wasn't as close as we were. And one day she just popped out the blue and she hit me up and she was like, hey, I'm in the hospital. I really want you to come and visit me. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll visit you. When I'll be up there. So I had it in my mind. I'm saying, like, yeah, I'm going to go and visit her. But I got caught up in other things and, Tuesday, I was like, I'll go visit her on Tuesday. Then Tuesday was like, I'll go visit her on Thursday. Now I'll go visit her on Friday. Then I kept putting it off. Then she hit me up and, sent me a picture. It was like, yo, I'm still waiting for you to come and visit me, mister. And I was like, yo, I'm going to be up there. And as I was on the way to visit her, you know, I got a call and that she had got very ill. She was not responding and she passed away. That was one of the biggest regrets that I had, because if I had just took the time out from my busy schedule, I could have got to hug her one last time, tell her I love her, and we could have talked. You know, it was months since, you know, we even had a conversation, and I felt so bad, and that's something that I would live with regret for the rest of my life, because I felt like I should have appreciated her more, but I thought she was going to be around for a long time, so it was like I took it for granted. So I don't know who needs to hear this today, but if you have loved ones that's still alive, your mother, your father, hug them, tell them you love them, you appreciate them. If you have petty beefs with someone, it's not worth it. Sometimes swallow your pride and say, I'm sorry. You know, a lot of people were too stubborn to say I'm sorry. Sometimes, man, you have to swallow your pride. For real. So it's just a little something that was on my mind, man, that I wanted to share with everybody. Like I said, love your people, because tomorrow is definitely not promised. Alright, man. It's the Blaze Podcast. I ain't really got too much to say. I'm gonna come back with another episode next week. And peace and love, y'all. I'm out. Blaze Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to the Blaze Podcast with your host, Kevin Blaze. Don't forget to tune in again next week for more discussions on today's pop culture. See you next week.